What's up, guys? Just wanted to jump on here real quick and do a quick behind the scenes video. This is from an engagement shoot I just did a few days ago. And here, I'm going to switch my screen here. Here is the behind the scenes footage here. As you can see, we're out at a park here in Colorado. And there's a little rock ledge with a nice little view back there. So I really wanted to kind of take a few shots. It was probably about an hour before sunset. So we had some pretty good light, but there was just all clouds, as you can see. The gear I used, you can see right here, I had an 8200 Flashpoint flash, and then I had the mag grip and the mag sphere in front of this, and that's just to soften that light just a little bit, so it's just not that straight bare flash. And you can see right here, I have a mag grid up here, and then I had a mag, I think a half CTO gel and a gel holder right there. So and I always carry other colors and stuff like that, gels in my pocket, so I can just switch them out and put them in here. And then it's just really easy access. So if I want a grid on there real quick, I can just pop it off, put it on the front. And it's really nice in weddings just because I don't lose all my gels anymore, like my grids and stuff like that. I just keep them on there. I don't have to worry about like, oh, what pocket did I put them in? I'm like hurrying up. I got 5 minutes to shoot the couple. So it really helps out in that aspect. And these little bands, I got these really cheap. They're like thick rubber bands on Amazon, I think. A pack of a bunch. They're like rainbow color, a bunch of different colors. And the cool thing about different colors is I have a different color on each one of my lights, because I usually use 4 for weddings and stuff like that for receptions. So I can just, remember, okay, trigger A is red, trigger B is blue, yada, yada, yada. And it just really helps. And I'm using the Manfrotto 12-foot stand, I believe. And I'm really glad I am, because you'll see right here, I'm going to set the light kind of behind this tree, because I kind of wanted just to use it for more of a dramatic shot. I could have faced it right up in front of them and just directed it right in their faces. But I wanted kind of that side profile and just make it a little more dramatic. So I hit it right behind the tree. So it'll be basically directed straight towards Allison. And then Jason, I'm going to have him actually step behind her in a minute. You'll see I'll kind of direct them. And I stacked him behind her. Actually, let me show you. Yeah, look at that. 12 foot. I used all 12 foot. and I balanced it on that little stick there too, and luckily it wasn't windy, but you can tell like right there I used all 12 of it, but it lined up perfectly to their face. But as you can see, like I was saying just a minute ago, I kind of went over and directed her to stand up a little taller, but then I directed him to stand behind her and kind of get a stacked pose, just so that light can cross right in front of his face and hit her face as well. I didn't want him to block the light off her face, and that's really key. So when you're setting up lights, just take a couple test shots, kind of look at it, and just make sure, okay, is the light hitting where I want it to be? Should I move my light? Once I had it set, then I can just kind of bounce around and just do my thing. I got way back here with I had my 50 mil on, I believe, and I was behind this log, and I'm pretty far back behind them, as you can see. And I got really low and kind of used the log as, like a foreground. And then I have my 70 to 200. And I love this just because I can jump around and get as dramatic as I want. I can just set the light in my camera with the flash off to what exposure level I want. So if I want it kind of really dark, and just so you can see the sky in the background, then I can turn up the flash just a little bit brighter, and it just gives it more of a dramatic pop. I'll show you a couple examples here. See this one, as you can see, I'm right behind that log. So this one, there's the log right there, and you can just see, I darkened the exposure enough just so they really pop out of the light. And you can tell right there, that's exactly what I'm talking about, is he's standing behind her, so it's stacked, so that light can swoop right by and just hit her right in the face. So here's another example real quick. And you can see I'm just moving around kind of, usually when I set up a situation, I run around, do a bunch of different shots just so I got everything I want. And then, I can move on. And it's nice too, because if I want just natural lights and I want to shoot them in that same location, I can just shut that flash off. adjust my exposure to where I need it, and I can go up and do some natural lights, which I suggest doing as well, just so they have two different looks. Because a lot of times, I love playing with lighting, and a lot of times I'll stick to just doing all these dramatic shots, and I always forget, like, well, everybody wants some natural soft light photos as well. So you really mix it up for your couple and give them a few different looks. Let's see, I'll show you another example here. And here's another one with the 70 to 200. Actually, I'm just gonna go, the video just ended. But yeah, here's another one. I zoomed in from about that same location as the other shot. This one is, oops, there we go, 7200, and again, you can see the light just kind of breezing by him and hitting her. I wanted it to direct on her, and then he's got that more chiseled look. Usually when I'm doing a guy and a girl couple, I'll always put the light on the opposite side of the woman, so it's directed straight at their face. And then I think I have one more example. This one was it in the same position, the same rock, but I actually pulled the light out and directed it straight at them. So this is what I was talking about. Like, if I would have put the light out in front of them and just kind of shot it directly at them, I think it's a little bit to the right, so that had a little bit of angle. But you can really tell there that, I can't zoom in, I guess. You can really, let me see here if I can zoom in on her face. There we go. You can really tell just there's really no shadows, so it's pretty much directed straight at their faces. And this just adds a little bit of different look to it, a little more softer light, so it's not so dramatic, and that looks good too. So, but that's all I wanted to do. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on here, show you a quick little behind the scenes video. I'll probably be doing a lot more of these because I have a lot of footage to go through. A lot of little clips like this. I might even do in the future a few behind the scenes, like whole wedding day, just to show like my routine, how to do weddings or receptions or whatever the case is. So stay tuned for all that. But yeah, thanks for jumping on, just watching this real quick, and we'll see you next time.